It's no secret that today, companies are running leaner, but that doesn't mean employees are taking any less time off. And as teams rely more and more upon each other, any unexpected absence can quickly derail your projects. While you could always handle PTO policies manually and on a case-by-case basis, in today's age of automation, the question you should be asking yourself is, why? That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can create an airtight PTO policy that not only covers all your bases, but is also completely automated. So your organization can continue to fire on all cylinders and no time gets wasted on awkward conversations after the fact. To do this, we'll need to leverage 5 features from Vacation Tracker: a leave request notice period, a cap on max users away, multi-level approvals, substitute approvers, and last but not least, a blackout period. Let's not waste any more time and get started right away with the first feature on the list, which is the leave request notice period. As a side note, I suggest also logging into your own Vacation Tracker account. That way you can follow along and get things set up as we go. To find the leave request notice period, you're going to head on over to the left-hand menu and scroll down until you find the workspace settings. Then you're going to open that menu up further and then click on add-ons. From here, depending on how your account's set up, the card for leave request notice period might appear in either the My Add-ons section or Discover More Add-ons. Regardless of where it is, you're going to scroll down until you find it and then click on View, and then you'll click on Create Policy. Now, as the name entails, a leave request notice period allows you to create a policy in which employees who request longer amounts of leave must do so a certain amount of days in advance. For example, if an employee wanted to take a 2-week vacation, perhaps they would need to request it a minimum of 30 days in advance. However you want to shape it, all you need to do on your end is enter a policy name, choose how long of a leave must be requested, how many days in advance. So for my example, I'm going to go 5 working days with 30 days in advance. And then you'll see there's an auto reject response underneath that is there by default. You can also customize it to fit the language of your organization. Then you just got to choose who this gets applied to. Do you want to apply it to all users or specific departments or locations, as well as which leave types are affected. Sick leave, jury duty, and working remotely don't necessarily make sense, so I'm going to leave those unchecked. And then once you click on save, the policy will be created and then automatically applied to the users in your account. Next, let's set up the maximum users away. Similar to the leave request notice period, you're going to go back to the add-on section and you're going to look for the card that is max users away and then click on view. And then you'll once again click on create policy. The name max users away explain exactly what this policy does. Essentially, you choose the maximum amount of users that could be away at once at any given time. You can choose, once again, a name for your policy, what period you would like this to apply to. Perhaps it's just for the summer period where you know a lot of employees like to take time off. Then you're going to decide whether or not this recurs annually, and if you want to limit by a percentage or a number. If you know the exact number of employees, that's great. You can enter that right away. But if you don't always have that or you're constantly onboarding new employees, perhaps a percentage is a better way to go. Once again, similar to the leave request notice period, you'll notice that there's an auto reject response that's automatically populated. You can customize this once again to fit your language. And then also, like the other policy, you choose who this applies to, whether it's all users and all leave types, or if it's for specific users at specific locations or specific leave types. And then once you select all that once again, and then click on save, this policy, in addition to the other ones we've created so far, will be applied to your account. The next item on our list is setting up multi-level approvals. To manage the approval flow, you'll need to go to the department section in your account, which you can find on the left-hand menu, and then you'll need to select the department in which you'd like to make changes to. Once you click on the department, you click on Edit Department, and you'll see the second section is Approval Flow. Usually by default, this is set to single level approval, meaning the user goes through one level of approval before their leave request is approved or denied. But if you want to create an extra layer of safety and ensure multiple people are involved in the process, you can quickly change this to multi-level approval. And then you'll see in sequential order the levels that the request needs to go through. Keep in mind that you'll need to repeat this process for each and every department you want to have this active for. And then once you've made the changes, all you need to do is click on Update Department, and the changes will be applied to your account. For the next feature, Substitute Approvers, there's actually no setup required, but you should still let your own approvers know how it works and why they should use it. Essentially, when any approver goes to request leave, they're still going to follow the same routine as any other user, where they have to choose a leave type and then select their start and end dates. But then they'll notice a new section appear, which is Select Substitute Approver. Essentially, you are selecting a person that will take over your incoming leave request for the period in which you're away. On their end, all they need to do is to select someone that will take over, and then when they click Request Leave, everything else is handled by the system automatically. To wrap things up, we have the fifth and final feature, which is a blackout period. To get this set up, we are once again going to return to the add-on section. We're going to look for the card that is called Blackout Period and click View once again, and then Create Automation. Now, a blackout period is a period in which employees are prohibited from taking time off, meaning they should only be used as a last resort, or perhaps even during a very busy season where you need all hands on deck. Like the other policies created, we're going to give it a name, Blackout Period / busy season. Choose who it gets applied to, which leave types are affected, and which period we'd like to have this enacted. I'm going to choose the last week of November, which typically I know is Black Friday or Black Friday sales. Then you choose whether or not you want this to recur annually and the auto reject response that's going to appear. And then once you click on Create, no users will be able to request leave during that selected time period. With everything now set up and activated, let's see what happens when an employee requests time off, but the request does not comply with company policy. On their end, nothing has changed. They're still going to log into their vacation tracker account and request leave through the dashboard, one of our bots, or the mobile app. They're going to select their leave type. And then in this example, let's say they try to take 2 weeks off within the next 30 days. Once they click on request leave, they'll be immediately met with the error message explaining the policy and why they cannot do so. If they try to take time off when other team members are away and there's a warning that appears at the bottom, same thing, an error message will appear letting them know that the maximum amount of users are away. And then if they try to take leave during your busy period, which has been marked as the final week of November, once again, when they request leave, they'll be met now with a different error message explaining the blackout period. If they go to request leave when it falls within company policy, and because now we have a multi-level approver system set up, when they click on request leave, and once the leave request has been accepted by the system, they'll see on the request that this actually being reviewed by multiple levels of approval and will receive a notification once it goes through all the levels. With all these features set up and activated, you can rest assured that no PTO request will slip through the cracks, and everything can continue to run like a well-oiled machine, even as teammates take time to rest and recharge. If you want to learn more about each individual feature, then feel free to check out the links in the description below. And for more pro tips on getting the most out of Vacation Tracker, then make sure to check out the other videos on this channel, Vacation Tracker Academy.